Hey, what's up, everyone? I guess everyone have been seeing UFC 274 this weekend. Oliviera versus Gaethje. And there was some controversy with the weigh-ins before, and Oliveira actually lost the belt, well, got stripped from the belt before the match, and yeah, it was kind of a mess. I think I'm going to do a video about this thing about cutting weight and weigh-ins, because here in Sweden we have quite a different way to see it actually. So, but I promised last week that I was going to do a jiu-jitsu based video this weekend. So this will not be a follow-up on UFC 274, but Oliviera won the match against Gaethje and showed a great display of jiu-jitsu, and he actually used a position which I have been using, and which me and my training partner Moa has been practicing for, I think, 1 or 2 years now. So I got kind of surprised. Still though, I thought I would make kind of a breakdown on the position, because Oliveira did it really well, and there are some pointers I had too, because Gaethje actually managed to slip out of the position, and I also going to show you all how we have been using it and how to set it up from a different position than Oliveira did. Oliveira jumped on Gaethje after he managed to knock him down, but we set this position, which we call keylock trap, up from we set it up from side control. It can be set up from the back too, but we learned to set it up from side control after we have been watching a video from Vanessa Waltz, and I have been talking back and forth to her about the position, and it's actually her system. She kind of invented this keylock trap system and been using it in competitions and been doing really well with it. So we have been experimenting here in Sweden, and she has been giving pointers from Colorado, so it's kind of cool. This thing about Jiu-Jitsu connects, I really like it. For me personally, when it comes to different gyms and different places to train, I think that I just want to learn. We are a Gracie Baja affiliate here at my gym, but I like to cross train, and I like to find other partners to train with. I think there's always something new to learn when it comes to jiu-jitsu. I do not think you should lock yourself into your little own box, because then you will never learn anything new. And we started to use this, and Vanessa was so kind to reach out to us, so we have been kind of having a small small way of working together with this. Even though it's her system, we have been trying to find other stuff to use it. Other stuff to use it, and other ways to set it up. So so I'm first going to show a small clip from the fight this weekend, and then I'm going to show a few snippets or clips where we set it up and how we use it here at our gym. They were both from me using it and from Moa using it. Moa is actually much better of using it than me. She's younger and have more flexibility, but the position itself do not take that much of flexibility to use. You just need to be more aware of where you have your body and so on. So without further ado, I think we're going to start with a fight, and after that I will cut back and we will be looking at the position. So here we go. Here's the fight, and we will come to the ending sequence soon. And I have pointer on how Oliveira did his grappling. He is a good grappler, and of course he finished the fight and did a tremendous job. But it is the position which I am going to talk about, because it's a position I use myself, and it's a really good position. So here we go. They are duking it out, and Oliveira tried to pull guard earlier in the fight. Gaethje, as always, do not want to be on the ground, which is funny because he has a background as a wrestler. But yeah, he chose to stand and bang. He just likes that type of stuff, and I guess, yeah, it's his thing. Yeah, and that's it, fell over because he just loaded up. It's kind of funny. And soon we will come into the ending sequence here. So I'm actually gonna, let's see here, yeah, kick, and I think here when they turn against the camera here, it's when Oliveira hits him. I think here, yeah, there, yeah, here. Usually when you hit someone, or when people get a knockdown in the MMA and UFC, they jump on the person and try to finish with ground and pound. And this is what I like with Oliveira. He, instead of course you can get the finish when you jump on the person and deliver heavy ground and pound. Some fighters are really good at it, but there is a chance that the person on the bottom will survive, and then you will have punched yourself out. And the fighter, as Oliviera, which has such a good grappling, he chooses to jump on the person and instead engage in jiu-jitsu instead. And that is really good, because when you're dazed and try to grapple, you don't really know what's happening. And yeah, it's really, grappling is a thinking game. And when you get hit, well, when you got hit and do not know where you are, it's really hard to defend. So here is the sequence, and Oliveira will jump on Justin here with a kind of, it is a position I am myself using. I set it up from side, and it is called keylock trap. It's when you put your leg over the shoulder and kind of, yeah, you will see. Oliveira is jumping on Justin here, so I will pause in a moment so I can talk about the position. But here we go again. Yeah, he jumps on him here and tries to take it back. And here, it's actually here. This thing, the leg, see if we can get another color. It's not a good color. Do like this. Here, this leg goes over Justin's shoulder, while the other leg is around his waist actually. So it's kind of a back position, a back take, but you trap the arm on the inside. It's really hard to move, and you are set up for a lot of nasty stuff. So we will continue. Here's good. Let's see if I can exit the drawing there, and we will continue the movie here. Yeah, and here you can set up arm bars and deliver ground and pound, which we can't in BJJ, but I have felt that this is a really bad position. So here it goes for arm bar, and here is a thing. Normally, I will stop there and go back for a few seconds. Normally, what I usually do here, you saw there that Justin actually managed to get out of the position. In my opinion, it is a position that usually spells game over, because you can't really move. But Oliveira did here. I usually wrap this leg around this leg at the other side. So I go here. And which means that my triangle will be inverted from the position Oliviera has here. What is happening now, it is that when Justin turns on the side that the feet are, these feet, he can actually break the triangle and get out. As we can see here. He turns and get out. But Oliviera is on him again and attacks the back, and here is the end and the tap. Yeah. Tap or sleep. Yeah, that position, I will show how we use it in our training, me and Moa. We have another setup, but also we learned it from Vanessa Waltz in Colorado. We've been watching her, and I've been talking to her back and forth about the position, and it's really, really good. So I will show how we do it. But it's fun to see that a high-level grappler in UFC also using the position, because it's really, really strong. He set it up just from a back tape. We set it up from side control or some other position, but it's really, really good. Yeah, there you have it. It's a great, well, Oliveira did a great display of jiu-jitsu in this fight, and you could see how he used this keylock trap position. He didn't set it up with a keylock, but this position itself are the same that we are using, and you will see that now when I'm going to break down how we use it and how we set it up. I will also be showing some other type of submission you can go from there, because when you have the person in the backside triangle and locked it down so the person can't escape, there is pretty much game over. You can just pick and choose what you want to end the fight with, and yeah, it's one of the positions we notice is there are ways to escape, but it's more toward the other person's doing a mistake than you doing the right thing. So as you can see, that Gaethje managed to turn himself into the position, but that was because Oliviera had legs on the leg triangle lock on the wrong side of the body, which meant he could pry it off. If you have it on the other side, it will be really, really hard to pry it off. But you will see here soon. I will just start the videos, and I will make a few explanations so you all understand how to set it up. As I said, and I say again, it's a really, really good position, and I think everyone should try using it at least. So here we go again. Yes, here is me setting up the keylock trap, and you will soon know why it's called a keylock trap. I actually am sitting in mount here, but I will step off in a moment to set up the position. So here we go. I'm working for a Kimura here and change to a keylock, and this is where I step off. Here. And yes, this is why it's called a keylock trap, because of this, of course. I have the keylock. This also means that I keep her shoulders on the ground, and that will make it really, really easy for me to do the next part of the position. I go under with one arm, I lift her body a bit, and then I move my leg on the inside and over her arm like this. And I will stop here and go back a little. Right here is nearly exactly the same position as Oliviera had on Gaethje. The arm is over her arm, which makes it really hard for her to defend. My other leg is over her waist here, and this means that her other arm will be isolated, and yeah, I can grab it and use it. So we continue. Yeah, and here I will soon lock the triangle. Well, I'm trying for a submission on the other side here. And here I will lock the triangle, I think. But, yes, there. I will stop here. Here's the thing with Oliveira. He actually, I talked about it in the last video, he did it on the wrong side. When I lock it here, the triangle lock itself for Oliviera was on this side, which makes it really easy for the person in the triangle to turn and break the lock. When the lock is on the other side, you have to go all the way over here to be able to break it, which would be really hard because my butt are on the canvas here, so it's really hard to turn this way. And I also have the arm and can mount attacks from all kind of ways. So we continue. Yeah, so you can take the arm. You can go for a leg lock or even a foot lock. And a slicer here, which I shouldn't be using on white belts, but hey, I was just showing her. It was kind of fun. Yes. Yeah, here we have Moa using the same position. She's actually better than me because she has much more flexible hips than I do. She's younger. So I can kind of have problems at times. I need to lift a little bit more than she does. But yeah, you can watch here how she does it. This is from last summer when we trained outside. Hopefully we will be able to do this again soon because the summer is coming to Sweden too, once every year. But yeah, here we go. As you can see, it's the same thing. She's kind of setting it up a little different. She has a leg weave in my leg here and kind of put me in kind of a cradle position. But she's searching for the keylock, and she will soon step off, pretty much as I did. Here, keylock, and she moves her leg out, so she end up inside here, and there we go. Actually, in this position, you have to, this is important for this to work, this arm need to be on the inside here. If it's under her, or if I have it on this side, for example, then I can actually roll out of this. My shoulders are really flexible, so I have a really easy time to just roll out of this position if my arm isn't trapped. So this is an important thing. But she do the same thing, lift me up, change the grip actually, and even though she just keep this with one hand, it's really strong because my shoulder is kind of locked in a position which I'm really weak. And there you have the leg hook. she actually have my head too, which means it's hard to move. And this thing is important too. Your foot just in the elbow of the person, so you can hook it. The hook is important. And now we're here. She do not use the triangle, but go for the armbar instead. It is kind of hard. Well, it's hard to go for the armbar because normally you want this leg to be on the other side of my head here. Of course, you can untie this and get it over the head, but instead she is turning on her side and manipulating my elbow, which you can see here, so she can pull out the submission. She need to pull more with her back though. Like here, there. Yeah. It's a fun position. Yeah. Here's some other stuff with the keylock trap. There are ways to actually lose the position if you do some mistakes. They are not really bad because you can often just adjust and get another type of submission or end up on top. But we will look at it here. One of the mistakes, which was one which Oliviera did with the triangle lock actually. So here we go. Yeah, Moa set up the trap here, and here. Now, as you can see, she will set up the triangle lock on this side, which is the wrong side. And what will happen? Yeah, there. I could push off. If I go back a bit, here, when she put her leg there, I push on her thigh, and well, she hasn't even put on the triangle lock here, but I could do the same thing if the lock was in, and push over like this, and then go for kind of a hitchhiker escape like this. Thing is though, she still has my arm. It's still compromised here. So what she does in this particular position, she will just follow through, keep the arm, move her legs over my head, and she actually stomp her feet on my face. But yeah, you can do that as long as you don't kick the person. But keep the person down with your legs and with your feet. Here, there, she kind of stomp my face. But yeah, it's martial arts we're doing, so I'm all fine with it. It's combat sport after all. And yeah, I tried to go for some kind of hitchhike, but she blocks it and tap. Yes, here we have another mistake you can do. Here, Moa actually set it up kind of similar how Oliveira set it up from kind of a back control. But it's more toward the end you will see a mistake you can do. But she also corrected it and can still get the submission. But yeah, I will play the video. Here, she actually do not have the hook in here. It looks like she has, but my arm are kind of tucked, so she can't hook it in my elbow. And this is where she do a really good thing. She will momentarily, well, in a moment here, lean on this side. so she can get space and get the arm in. Yeah, here. As you can see, my arm was out, and I recognized this and tried to pull it over and move into her. But she is controlling my arm here with one hand, and which makes it hard for me to turn. And she will also roll over, and so she can put in her leg on the right side. Yeah, she actually, yeah, I see now. She is threatening this with the armbar, which makes me defend here. But at the same time, she are keeping a grip on my neck, which keeps me from arching my back, and keeping me like this also means it will be hard for me to move. And this is what will make things easier for her when she wants to move over her leg here. There. A little bit of struggle, but as always in martial arts, you need to fight for it. Here, this thing is good, which she did here with her hand, to kind of lock down my arm against her foot. She pulled this. As you can see, it keeps my arm. I can't really move it out of the way. Here I want to move my arm over her foot. Here, kind of make a kind of big motion, big motion, so I can kind of tread it over her foot. But when she keeps it with her hand here, I can't do that. And at the same time, she is threatening with the arm, having great grip here, and threatening with the armbar. Yeah, here's the mistake. If we move back a little. See this leg now. This leg here will be moving here on the other side of my head. I think she tried to try some kind of Google Plata. She's really good at that too, and she's really good at using her shins and legs. So I think in her mind she tried to block and do something with it. But what's happening here, when she puts her foot here, there is an opening here for me to escape. So what I need to do now is just to roll over this way. So, which means I also can get my, maybe can get my arm out. There. And now I'm just moving into her here, and my plan here was to take side control and get up on my knees and take sides and reverse the position. She is really good though, so she's rolling with it. And here she are making this cross feet thing over my head so she can pull me down. Well, yeah, push me down again. There. You can see her feet here. Here are kind of like a V around my head. Which makes it hard for me to push into her, because her legs are stronger than my back and my arms. So this is what happens. We fight for it a bit. I try to get out. Her legs blocking my way of getting out. I need to get up on my legs to, well, get up on my knees to actually get out of this position, which also means I will compromise my arm. So, yeah. Here's the tap. Yes, and there you have my breakdown of the keylock trap system or position. It's kind of how me and Moa have been training it. The system, as I said, is used and also made up by Vanessa Waltz. So all credits goes to her, and she's been really helpful when we have been trying out, and it's been great to be able to have connection with someone at the other end of the pond, so to speak, and talk about the position. And she have been a lot of help with her videos too. So I will be putting a link to her way of describing the position and her way of using it, and I will put a link either here, down there, or there, and as I said, also in this description, because she is the one who is the master of this. We are only adepts, but it's a good position, and I think you should try it. And it is battle tested. You could see Oliviera using it this weekend, and yeah, I will be doing more breakdowns videos like this, I think. I have more to say about Williams guard, for example, mainly because I think I need to be more clear about the certain type of things with that position. Also, yeah, I think I like to talk more about it, because it's one of my favorite ways of using a guard. But otherwise, I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you have a great week, and like my content if you like it. Subscribe, and yeah, ring the bell and leave a comment. I appreciate everything. I like to share my views on things, and I like to share my techniques and views on jiu-jitsu. I do not consider myself a master in this, but I at least have one or two things which is really good to use. So yeah, and I hope you like it. But for now, I will say goodbye, and I will see you next weekend. Next week. Yeah, next week. Bye.